Hello and very good morning to all of you once again. If you just tuned in, you are watching Good Morning Sri Lanka with me, Vassam Ismail, on MTV Sports. And if you were watching, you would have realized that I was speaking to two gentlemen from Malaysia, and of course their local counterpart, Miss Renuka, who is also in the studio today. And one of the things that they mentioned is they like our local tea, which was actually said by Mr. Yazid. I was actually quite proud to hear that. I'm actually considering giving you a little gift of, maybe a case of tea bags before you leave the country, because you seem to like it so much. Now, I'm going to put you on the spotlight, Mr. Izzar.
Sure.
You've been in the country for some time. You said that you've been here about 5-6 times. What is it that you like about Sri Lanka?
Very good question. Basically, what's drawing me back here is the hospitality by your people here, very friendly. That's why I have no problems working with Renuka over here. She's treated me very well. Every time I come here, like I said, the food is great, but a bit spicy. I noticed that you like to eat spicy food here.
A lot of people in Sri Lanka love eating spicy food. As a result, we also have a high rate of gastric problems in the country.
No wonder, because I was with my colleague last night. We were eating some curry, and he was complaining it's too spicy. It's still more spicy than what we have in Malaysia.
Is it? And if I'm to ask you, controversial question, let's see how diplomatic Mr. Yazid is going to get. What don't you like about Sri Lanka?
Probably, it took me almost 2 hours to get here from my hotel from Galadari. So I would probably say it would be the traffic, more or less. The traffic's been a bit terrible, especially during the mornings, early mornings, as well as I think during your rush hours in the late evenings.
I see. So, a little bit of a complaint there coming from a foreign gentleman who has visited the country for about 5 or 6 years. He's not too happy with the traffic, and of course, cannot complain. Sometimes we go through the same problems ourselves. Ms. Renuka, now, you being the local counterpart, I mean, he did say a lot of positive things about the country. How is it working with these two gentlemen?
Say it again.
How is it working with these two gentlemen?
Of course, I suppose, they start a little late, I think, getting to the destination all the time.
Oh.
Then you can't blame me, it's the traffic conditions.
She's being brutally honest, and she's doing it on air.
I always tell them to start early. I hope, they'll start early in the future.
Well, that being said, we as Sri Lankans, we are never punctual ourselves.
I try to be punctual.
Well, that is indeed a very good quality indeed. Well, of course, if you were here early in the studio, that means all of you were punctual and we managed to get the show going on time, which is always a good thing. Now, coming back to the main topic that we were discussing, which is they are here to introduce vocational training to Sri Lankans. And one of the things that you all did mention is that you will be recruiting people from Sri Lanka, training them in Malaysia, so that they can train Sri Lankans when they are sent back here. Could you just, if somebody could elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, it's like, the students go after A-levels. So, like, the students go to the universities after A-levels. Now here, after even year 9, they can join one of their programs, the vocational programs. Like, now here...
As low as year 9?
Yes.
Okay.
And it starts from 18 years. Up to 35 years at the moment, whereas they are going to increase the age limit to 45, I heard. It's like this. The vocational institutions have levels, level 1, 2, 3, 4. So they have, if you go immediately after year 9, we'll say, to one of those institutes, you go to do level 1, then 2 and 3. That is a certificate level. Then 4 is a diploma level, and 5 is the advanced diploma level.
I see.
So after that, they can even get the international qualification like City and Guilds or TAFE Australia or something like that. Right?
I see. Now, when you say vocational training, I believe it's to specialize in skills that are needed for specific kind of employment. Can you give us, any of you, can you just give us a little example as to employment and the kind of skill and how you would train the person?
Okay, I think before we go into the specific areas that you've just mentioned, let me just highlight something that is very interesting about skills training. Skills training is gaining a lot of popularity these days is because if we compare it with academic qualifications, let's say you have a business degree, you graduate from a university and you try to look for a job. The possibilities of you finding immediate job opportunities is quite tough. But if you have a specific skill, for example, you have skills in, let's say, automotive, then when you actually leave your training centers and look for a job, it's much easier because you're already so-called industry ready. So that's why skills training is gaining a lot of popularity now. That is why a lot of parents these days decide to send their children specifically to skills training because they are a bit concerned about their child's future employment possibilities.
I see.
Going to what you've just asked about specific areas, or to give you an example, actually there are many examples to quote. We can talk about hospitality management, working in the hotels and so forth. We have a lot of international students coming to Malaysia to do hospitality management, being junior chefs or to learn a skill in cooking. Eventually when they graduate, hotels would eventually take them immediately because there's a lot of shortage of workforce in the hospitality line. So students who probably complete a 2-year program would normally get a job quite instantaneously after they graduate. So it could be in the field of, like I said, hospitality is one. We have also automotive. We have also fashion design and so forth. So
I see.
Yeah.
So as this gentleman did mention, skills vary and there are various skills that they specialize in, and if you are really interested, there is an exhibition tomorrow and the day after. And where will the exhibition be?
At Galadari
At
Hotel in Colombo.
Galadari. And I'm made to believe that anybody who wants to really understand this further and who really wants to get involved in this program, they can come to the exhibition. So if you could just elaborate a little bit on the exhibition and its proceedings.
Actually, we have 2 sections. One is the universities and one is the skills training institutes. So the children who want to go to universities can meet the representatives there. And we have workshops for skills students, so they can attend to those workshops as well and get a certificate as well.
I see.
From the Human Resource Ministry, Malaysia.
I see. And just to elaborate a little more, what is the target audience which you are expecting for this exhibition at the Galadari Hotel?
Universities, of course, A-level students or maybe O-levels to do foundation studies over there. Plus, the vocational students for the skills program.
I see. And what time, Mr. Yazid, does the exhibition start tomorrow?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
11 a.m. and till what time? 4 p.m. So on both days it's from 11 a.m.
That's correct.
to 4 p.m. So in case somebody was interested in coming into the exhibition and he or she wants to find out a little bit more information about this, what are the sources available?
I think prior to the exhibition, they could actually, we believe in a lot of social media, so they could actually go to Facebook, look for Rexpo Sri Lanka. It's REXPO Sri Lanka.
If you could just mention that again.
Yeah, it's Rexpo Sri Lanka.
That's REXPO
and Sri Lanka. They could go in, they could log on to the fan page. We have listed the participating institutions. We also have some door gifts for people who actually register online. We are giving out 3 Samsung Galaxy Tabs to lucky winners.
I think I'm going to go and register myself right away after the show. I'm actually considering doing that. Are there any other sources, web pages? Is there a hotline that they could call? Any other source which is available for people to gather information apart from the Facebook page?
Sure, if they would like to talk to somebody directly, they could actually contact Renuka. Renuka, your numbers, I can't really remember them off my head.
I will give, it's... you want my number?
Or maybe they could get in touch with you on the fan page directly. Perhaps they could even put up a post in asking for assistance from you. And I suppose because even if they want to get in touch with you, they could direct message their phone number to you, and I suppose you could get in touch with them. So those are the only sources available for them to...
Actually, we advertise in the papers all the time.
All right.
Plus, like there's
I see.
radio.
I see. Now, here's a question, which I'm sure anybody who would be even remotely interested would have. And I'm going to throw this to all three of you. And any of you could pick up this question and answer. I have a feeling Mr. Rizal here is going to pick up that question, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. Why Malaysia?
I'll give it to my colleagues here to answer that first. Yeah.
I just made you feel bad. No. Please tell me.
Yes, that's the most preferred destination for the students now. It's quite reasonable, like than going to the West. It's generally 1/3 the cost. And this program, they have come out with this program, and I think the students can really afford it.
Okay.
It's going to cost about 5.5 lakhs of rupees for 18 months program, whereas like after 3 months they can start working as well, internships.
I see.
Yeah, so they can cover the amount that they are going to spend over there for studies by doing an internship.
Okay, so that basically covers in the aspect of in terms of your career, if you really want to develop, why Malaysia. But now I'm going to ask Mr. Yazid, and now I'm going to ask Mr. Rizal. As Malaysians, I'm sure you are patriotic citizens who love your country, even though he likes our tea better. I'm going to ask you, for a Sri Lankan, why choose Malaysia to study as a destination?
Okay, Mr.
So I think our skills Malaysia model is we have the solid curriculum with the global perspective, and then plus we have the strong linkages with the industry. We have the what we call is industry lead body that with the some association and in various sectors that lead the sectors area in Malaysia. And then we have also holistic and world-class training experience. We already train so many countries, students from so many countries, and of course we have a one-stop Skill Malaysia Invite Center. Okay.
I see. So thank you very much, guys. They were actually talking to us about the representatives of the Department of Skills Development and Ministry of Human Resources, Malaysia. They have come down here in Sri Lanka. They've also tied up with the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Skills Development, and they are here to specialize in different skills that are required for specific employment. They are here to give our citizens in Sri Lanka some valuable training, and if you do want to find out further about it, you can go into the exhibition which they are hosting tomorrow and the day after, which is at the Galadari Hotel. And of course, if you do want to find out more information about it, you can visit them on Facebook, which is from www.facebook.com/REXPO Sri Lanka. That is Rexpo Sri Lanka, which is REXPO Sri Lanka. So thank you very much, guys, for being in the studio. It was an absolute pleasure to have a chat with you guys, especially about this. Is there anything you want to tell our viewers before we wrap up?
I think what I would like to just add on or wrap up here would be the fact that we're also offering some application rebates. In other words, if there are any students who actually are interested to study in Malaysia, they could come over to the exhibition, and we're giving them up to $300 rebate for every application they make during the fair.
I see.
Right.
So thank you very much, guys, for being with us in the show. It was, as I said, it was a pleasure having you. So I'm afraid it's time to end this particular segment. We're going in for a short commercial break, but we will be right back as usual with some very interesting content. So don't switch off your TVs. Make sure you are staying on as we come right back here on Good Morning Sri Lanka.